So I just really quickly wanted to talk about my decision to be an apostate rather than just someone who's removed, as they call it now, but it used to be called disfellowshipped. But basically, at one time I thought that when you're disfellowshipped, your family couldn't contact you for fear of getting disfellowshipped themselves. But that isn't actually the case, according to the Shepherd the Flock of God book. Now, this is probably done due to legal reasons, not because they actually really mean it. But that does mean that there is quirky rules about it. So if you reach out to someone who's not disfellowshipped, if you reach out to someone that's not a relative who's disfellowshipped, then you can be disfellowshipped yourself for brazen conduct. So this is just willfully not following the what the elders want you to do in terms of cutting off contact. But when it's a family member, it's not so straightforward unless the actual family member that's leaving is actually an apostate. Now, I've tried multiple times to reach out to my family that are in the Jehovah's Witness, but the fact that they're not willing to reach out and not willing to yield to those rules and not willing to yield to the nuance means that it's not really 100% the organization. Now, maybe they don't realize, but to be honest, at some point, they have to take responsibility for the decisions. They're choosing not to do that. They're choosing not to reach out. So if they're choosing not to reach out, then make it very clear that you're becoming an apostate. Now, if everyone does that, if everyone reacts to their family member doing less than they choosing to do less contact than they could do, then that would send out a message. And the other thing with being an apostate is that it helps other people to leave the organization. And the shunning principle works on social proof. So sufficient number of people that they care about stay within the organization. Therefore, we see that it works better to shun the people that have left. Now, if enough people that they care about leave, then it can tip the balance in terms of maybe then they have doubts. Now, the correct place to have doubts is to from a point of view of it is to not 100% follow what the elders are saying, and not 100% follow. So there's something called theocratic warfare, and that means that you don't tell people that are not entitled to know. Now, if they applied that to themselves, to the elders and that, then they would apply that principle and then reach out, and because they would know then that that the elders weren't entitled to know. They would know that their family member outside would understand that principle as well, and and then they would keep their friends inside. But the thing is that once you do that, then the whole point is that you feel like the people inside are close to you. the moment you try to like keep stuff like that and reaching out to family members a secret, then none of the friends that are inside the organization feel anywhere near as close anymore. It's just a matter of time before they leave themselves, but they're choosing not to go down that road. They've chosen for a long time not to go down that road. Now, there's various cognitive biases and that lead them to that conclusion, but at the end of the day, they have to be responsible for their decision. They try to put it on the people that leave the organisation to say that they're rejecting their family members, but they know how to get in touch. And they've chosen not to. So to me, it's a case of it's not going to make any difference now if apostate and maybe it will wake them up. Maybe it'll wake someone that they know up, and maybe that will produce enough of a crack that they start to think about it. But even if they don't, it just feels good to talk about the issues, because there's like so much stuff. Know all the stuff about the organisation. There's so much stuff that even other ex-JWs haven't talked about, and not that I've seen it anyway. So I want to like go into the big picture of how it fits in with other things outside the organisation, why governments protect them, why there was a decision in the Russia, why that isn't reflected in Western countries. So there's a whole lot to unpack there, and I think I'd provide a useful perspective, and they've made their decision, so I've made mine. So yeah, I think that people just have to be realistic that have left the organisation, that if their family members aren't going to, they have to understand that family members might not want to talk to them. And if that is the case, then it's better to be an apostate. And if everyone else does that, well, maybe not the word apostate, maybe the word whistleblower is better, but yeah, that's language control. And yeah, sometimes it makes you feel better to call yourself a whistleblower than an apostate. But the dictionary definition of apostate is someone just who leaves and speaks out. And yeah, if it makes you feel better, just call yourself a whistleblower. But anyway, yeah. So I just wanted to elaborate on that. But I've reached out to them recently, and they've made it clear that I'm not going to say anything, and so there's no point. And yeah, maybe one day they'll wake up, but I just can't live your life like you're gonna hope that will ever happen. You just have to expect that it won't. Anyway, yeah, once you realize that, then it's just way better, and just be more realistic. So yeah. Anyway, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.